What's the grossest thing you've ever seen someone bring to a potluck? My cousin's wife wanted to make pimento cheese sandwiches for a Super Bowl party. Problem is she had no idea what went into pimento cheese and refused to go to the store because it couldn't be that hard. So she mixed a bag of shredded cheese, an ungodly amount of mayonnaise, and for the little red bits, maraschino cherry halves face vomiting, then dumped approximately a half cup of garlic salt in for good measure. I thought they were a dessert because they were pink and couldn't figure out what a pink sandwich would be. It was truly one of the worst things I've ever put in my mouth. Grandma's Jell-O salad, made with cottage cheese and celery. We had a potluck today and someone brought some Doritos. People started eating them and complaining that they tasted like dirt. We looked at the bag and it had a promo for Mockingjay Part 1. The chips expired in 2014. This was a mixed department potluck and we haven't found the person that brought the 9-year-old chips. Some kind of lasagna, made by someone who had no clue what lasagna is. There were layers of pasta, but the rest was things like chicken, grated cheddar cheese, canned jalapenos, mushroom soup, frozen mixed vegetables, spicy mayo, etc. She opened a can of tiny shrimp and poured it out, liquid and all, on top of a block of cream cheese. That was it. I guess we were supposed to eat it with crackers. Casserole with a side of roaches. Not even kidding. They crawled out of the bag she brought her dish in. I stopped participating in potlucks after that. An office potluck as everyone is eating. One of the girls says, "I'm sorry if you find ant cat hair in the green bean casserole." My cat kept getting up on the counter to nibble at the edges. Cue everyone looking at each other like WTF? My sister would bring 2 crock pots. One with spaghetti sauce, the other with water and the noodles. The noodles would be cooking in the water all day. My husband and I went to a potluck at a park shelter one time. Someone had brought vegetables and dip. I was reaching for some when my husband nudged me and told me to look closely. There were bugs all in the vegetables. I don't think they were from being outside because none of the other food had bugs. I think whoever brought the platter either didn't notice the vegetables were full of bugs, or didn't care. Lime Jell-O with Vienna weenies and cherry tomatoes in it. I'll fall on that sword. I brought shepherd's pie to a Christmas party and thought it festive to color the mashed potatoes green. Half of a pie, not half of a pie that was sold that way by the bakery. A leftover half-eaten pie. It was Halloween party and they brought a jack-o'-lantern-shaped meatloaf thing. It was just unseasoned ground beef. Someone made brownies with ground meat in them to a church potluck. My vegetarian friend discovered this when she bit into one. She was more confused and horrified about their existence than she was upset about eating meat. It was the concept of this abomination itself that was disturbing and baffling. I thought she had to be wrong. You haven't had ground beef in years. You don't know what it tastes like anymore. It's probably something else. I tried them. It was beef. I was disgusted and really confused. Years later, I found out that apparently this was a thing. Someone came up with this, putting beef in brownies as a substitute for walnuts for people with nut allergies. While this explains it a little, in theory, I'm still confused about why someone would assume that people who can't eat walnuts would prefer to eat ground beef brownies over just regular nut-free brownies. Someone brought deviled eggs and instead of sprinkling paprika on them they used cinnamon. A Korean-American coworker brought homemade kimchi. but she admittedly didn't know how to make it and just winged it. It was fermented wrong and was covered in mold, which she didn't seem to understand was bad. The vegetables were basically half liquefied and it smelled like dumpster juice. The thing is, half of the chefs at work had learned to make kimchi correctly and safely since. Various different kimchis used to be on the menu before she was hired. So we all instantly knew it was wrong and unsafe. But no one wanted to tell her. A custard pie that wasn't made well, so it tasted like cold eggs. It was like chewing farts. Nauseated face. Hot dogs in a crock pot. You haven't lived until you've had a melt-in-your-mouth hot dog. Had a friend show up with his wife's specialty. It was deviled ham and cheese whiz scooped onto a Ritz. They were also made some time ahead because the crackers were no longer crisp. To make it worse, he walked around with them and his wife telling everyone to try them. That was the night I learned that it will be okay to strategically lie about having food allergies. Homemade fried chicken, which translated to chicken that I covered in pancake batter and breadcrumbs and dropped into a fry pan until the outside looked cooked. It wasn't even seasoned.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.